counter arguments to that. Like he's the exception to the rule as opposed to the rule itself, because his repositioning tool is better aggressive. Like when they're running away from you. So but every other one in the game is really good at defending towers.
Yeah.
And so for them, that means that Quest won't be able to push that well. I think honestly, when you think of IO, I think the best heroes in the game, Tiny's one of the best, because usually IO can protect from like pulling waves. So a Tiny +4 already gets to pull waves pretty easily, which he likes doing. But not only that, you have this reposition tool, and pretty much every IO combo in the game, like if you think of the big ones like Muerta, Gyro, even like Razor to some extent, Luna, they all want to push high ground and like hit the tier 3s and have this IO behind you to get to siege. But Tiny gets to toss you back. Same with like a Magnus. I think Magnus is really good for IO because you get to skewer back to carry and like separate him from the IO. So Quest is in the position where it's like, do you just keep farming? Like when do you go high? When do you feel comfortable to go high ground for Quest draft?
It's definitely with the next stages. I think maybe we'll see. Mind you, there's still 3 tier 2 towers up for the side of Xtreme Gaming. That's 3 opportunities to get Black Hole.
Just get tossed back, get the gyro split. Because if you toss him in and the IO has to tether in, like maybe he tethers into a black hole, or maybe he tethers into like a disruptor roll, something like that, and the game can just start getting. It just gets weird, you know. Like tossbacks just make the game weird.
Dead here. Tis a sacrifice that XG probably didn't have to make, but have just decided to make. Didn't realize that they were coming so hard for this top
to get this
tier 2 tower.
Right, he does.
Yep, Noob grabs the other one, so 1 for 1 XPs once again. Yes. Oh, jump in. They're looking. Xtreme trying to start this one, but Noob's able to get off the Rolling Thunder, and now they'll turn around, actually look over towards XM, and XM, he just gets beaten up, controlled up by the Marcy, and killed off. Army also in a spot of bother here, running out. Oh, Black Hole comes through onto the 2 cores. It's good, but it's enough. Ducalis healing up from the sidelines with the mech, with the Holy Locket as well, keeping TA2000 alive. Now he can turn around, just start blasting away, but it's not going to be enough. The damage is there. Arme connects with the link, and now they'll go towards Omar as well. Omar is dead. Double kill for Arme. They look up the high ground towards Ducalis. 4 gone on the side of PSG Quest. Arme puts it together, XXS with the Black Hole. It secures Xtreme their first fight of the game.
So like you get 4 kills at this point in the game. It feels so nice. And it's a couple things go really nice here. They use the roll, and I think the reload got canceled by, I'm not sure what got canceled. I think it was a glimpse, but it was so close to getting a 3-man Black Hole. And you can see Razor just does so much work getting on the gyro. And this is even before the 25 talent, that like the second the gyro dies and the roll's on cooldown, it's impossible for them to fight. Like Marcy has no ult to be like this like secondary carry that we've seen like ZinQ do a lot, where he ends up just getting BKB and winning fights for his team by just doing so much damage. But he used ult on the Storm. Pango used ult on the Storm. And they keep kind of chasing forward, and it's too far. So nice turnaround by Xtreme. You know, just seeing this opportunity to take a free fight and like going for it.
Yeah, the opportunity was created by Q at the very start, a long time ago, dangling himself
behind
there.
the tier 2.
Yeah, cursed carrot. Can't help but take a bite. We're always ready for that big Black Hole, but yeah, XXS makes it happen, and that's the thing. Like, one thing I kind of didn't consider when I was talking about like needing the IO in the Black Hole, I was super wrong about that, because you just hold this gyrocopter still long enough for Arme to take all his damage with Static Link, and it doesn't matter if you heal up your gyro, it doesn't matter if he's alive. Like, he was still doing damage, but not enough to turn the fight back in their favor, not after they'd lost the Pango.
Yeah, and now he's level 20 on the Razor, so we got the Eye of the Storm, Strike Interval talent, which is just even more damage. Like, that's a really, really nice talent, because you pair that with the 15 talent, which also reduces their armor, and you start getting to this like crazy thing where so much armor is just getting constantly reduced. And Satanic is now finished for Ame, so getting really strong on the Razor. He doesn't have a Refresher queued up, which I don't know. I think most Razors I see go Refresher, just because you have this really strong timing with 2 ults. But
oh, Pangolin getting blasted down on the bottom side right now, but he does manage to get off the Rolling Thunder, and that's going to get him to safety.
What a good shard.
Helping. Yeah.
You press roll up. The second you get roll up off, you're like, oh, okay, I'm fine, guys. It's so close. Yeah, I don't think the butterfly's bad. I think the butterfly's good. It makes his burst team fight worse because you don't get to just like insta kill a guy with 2 ults. But it makes this like 20-30 second team fight a lot stronger.
Yeah, it
you
kind
just
of
are
makes
a
sense.
strong
Like,
hero butterfly.
you're not trying to answer the IO, you're just kind of accepting it and going with the flow. As it does look like Malik is just going to get killed off here, but Omar comes jumping straight in, and he's going to be the one. Did he absorb the link there? I think he did, yes. Shinkyu flying down to the low ground with Yoga Seal Totem, but unfortunately won't be keeping him alive as Tier 2000 hunts him down regardless. Buyback used from Malik to get off the Stampede, but not really worthwhile, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's a pretty sad buyback. Like you're having a really good game on the Centaur in this early game, and you now just waste buyback. Buyback's like so much gold that you just lose, and also you know the next time you die you're gonna be dead for even longer, which is kind of like another gold loss to some extent because you aren't gonna farm as much. And also you have to play more scared because if you get picked off, you're dead for a long time. So buybacks just like feel really bad sometimes in these games.
Yeah, buyback and getting nothing for it, very, very bad investment. It's like buying a boat.
Like buying a boat
owners out there.
and you just see that there's like a hole in it, and you're like, oh, it's okay, guys. If we can get back to shore before it sinks, it's fine.
I've got a bucket.
You'll never
don't
know.
worry. It's worthwhile.
Especially now that Roche is going to respawn in 5 seconds. Black hole's up.
Oof. Yeah. At the very least, Tiny's still dead, but I don't know. PSG Quest forcing this one might be a little difficult. At the very least, like with Roshan, you can kind of just leave your Iocopter in the pit and everybody else can kind of hang out outside.
Yeah, but now if you saw the last fight, like what's going to stop Xtreme from, if they get into the pit and they black hole this gyro, like what's going to stop the Razor from BKBing and just going on the gyro in the pit? And, you know, Pango can't roll in to stop the gyro because he's in the middle of a black hole. So like Razor might not even have to BKB if he actually gets inside the pit in time. So
yeah, Noob is looking
Roche
for the
fight's-
Basher, but honestly, it's feeling quite late on this Basher timing.
Yeah, this Roche fight's looking a little, it's like weird. It's actually a hard fight for both teams. Like, I don't think either team feels happy about their Roche positioning. So it's actually gonna be a really interesting fight that's gonna be based on who gets jumped, where the vision is, you know. And it's actually a very close Roche fight, and it probably determines the state of the game for the next 5-10 minutes, whoever wins this fight. If not just the game total. Like whoever wins this Roche fight might just be the game.
It's so important. It's everything.
So we see Quest, they smoke up. They have all their timings. They have everything they need. Like both teams have everything. Like this is honestly as close of a game as you can get at this point in the game.
Not just
And
the
so
Aegis,
Quest doesn't want to walk into the pit.
banner.
The banner. Roshan's banner.
Best change ever made.
Some people use it as vision now. They look at like a
That
ward.
feels bad.
All right, both
Quest.
teams are kind of just poking, trying to see
I mean-
positioning.
PSG Quest being pretty aggressive this one. I mean, they have got the Observer and the Sentry up, but the Eidolons are doing a bit of dewarding right now, and now they want to run away. They're taking the portal. That's interesting. Oh, they messed up the deward as Omar kind
They
of
were
getting played
clicking
around
the
with here.
portal.
Angler rolling on through. XXS, looking for the black hole. He's going to drop it onto the gyrocopter. Where's the save? Where's the help? Chikaz comes right
in the
on
black
in,
hole.
but it's going to be enough. They're healing him. They're keeping him alive. Arme, he gets off the full duration blink. It's not going to matter. They're just going to kind of go for him anyway, and they're almost going to be... Wait. He's
Arme's
surviving.
satanic.
He's living, but where's his team? His team have bailed. They're gone, and he just gets left for dead. They didn't believe in Arme. PSG Quest, I mean, it was looking like an amazing fight for them anyway, to be honest. They just... I mean... How did the Gyrocopter do anything in that fight? He just got black holed, linked for a full duration, but still had the damage to come out the other side.
So he has so much farm that a full duration link, he still hits for like 150 damage, 160 damage ish. So that plus Satanic, and I believe the Marcy E is also giving him bonus damage. Like he's getting the sidekick bonus damage, so he gets 48 damage from that. He gets 15 damage from Tether.
I know it's the right call, but it's also really funny just to watch them leave him. I'm just like, guys, hello.
It is. I I think it's kind of interesting to see how he basically just has 70 free damage from both his supports between the
it's crazy
sidekick plus the tether damage talent. So it's like, oh, here we go. They're gonna go in again.
Time onto the Jericho. The tier 2000 does have the Aegis. Maybe not the ideal target here.
Oh, he lived.
Narrowly gets away. Ooh, that was so close to just dying to a random cooldown. Yeah. Would have been very unfortunate. Malik going to be the next target. Jinkyu going for another toss back, but Malik doesn't really seem to care too much. XM jumps in, but with the Lotus, can't go for the grapple. And it does just look like Jinkyu's going to die as well now. Move across, over towards. So it's going to be Marcy, going to be the next target, but BKB available from that Marcy to get himself away. And tier 2000 going to be the bodyguard for his support. Get off my friend as he continues working on those barracks. Heroes are but a distraction. He wants these buildings. Midnight Pulse, I mean, it's annoying, but with the heals coming out from Ducalis, it's not a huge concern for tier 2000. Moving across, just making sure he can't be an easy target for another toss back. Of course, Tiny dead, so that would be difficult. Barracks go down. Glimpse is there. Omar and Ducalis still backing him up, though. I mean, I'm not convinced this Jared's even going to go down here. Yep, there we go. Relocate comes out. They might just follow up on this. Everybody's here from the side of PSG Quest. Like, keep Ducalis alive at any cost. Let's see. Noob comes through, coming around the back. He brings tier 2000 back into the XG. I'm not sure they're ready. Storm caught out by a bash, but trying to turn around and finish off Malik. Malik gets himself away, though. Arme, BK beat up, but it doesn't matter. Cut down by tier 2000. The damage from the gyrocopter is just too damn much. Buffed up to oblivion by his teammates. XG still trying to play the back into this. I mean, they do catch out Ducalis. That's one of the buffs gone, but Omar's still alive and now stuns out onto Storm Spirit. No BKB available, no escape possible. He gets killed off now as well. The Yules from Jinkyu, not enough to stop tier 2000.
The game's just kind of snowballing. You know, it was Roche fight. Like, Quest won the Roche fight, and the game's, it's been what? A minute and a half since the Roche? Two and a half minutes since the Roche? Now it just feels like the game's over.
Cool. Ogre Seal, pretty good. And now they managed to catch out Malik under the tier 4s. Could be a dieback for him, but I don't think he's actually going to fall. He's got heals. Oh, unless.
Tower shots.
Towers, going to finish him off. All right, 110 seconds dead for Malik. That's unfortunate.
I think they can keep pushing, though. It's a 3v3. Io can, like, relocate in 10 seconds when he respawns.
Toss back, though. They want to make it happen now. Immediately de-wipe up that Ghost Scepter, gets a jar in his head, and he's like, no, thank you. There's a Satanic use from tier 2000, but I mean, you're still waiting 10 seconds for Arme. They're just trying to stop their mega creeps coming through, but PSG Quest look like they're going to take it here. Jinkyu gets upon him. Age is still in the pocket, by the way, so this is megas. There's no way I'm cursing that one.
No way. I think Ame needs to go Refresher instead of Butterfly. I don't think that there's a way that he wins an extended fight versus Gyro. It kind of seems. And he needs this burst damage from the double. Let me.
Oh, here we go. Let me out, says TA2000. Another day, another toss back, another glimpse. TA2000 just not allowed to leave the enemy base. He's like, fine, I'll stay. Is this what you want?
It's just Disruptor for you, this patch. Just Thunder Striking off cooldown, Glimpse off cooldown.
Oh, here we go.
Base again.
Okay, tier 2000 in the mix. Surely they can kill him the first time here. Looks like they can, but so much used for it. No refresher on this Enigma, so that was it. Everything used for the first life. BKB comes out from tier 2000. Now he can just start running them down. In fact, he wants these towers. Omar punched into Jinkyu, forcing him back. XG, of course, able to just... Oh, okay, another glimpse. What the hell? I mean, they're going to kill him here. Are they? Are they? Satanic? It's doing the work. It's doing the work with the Aghanims. Tier 2000 alive, but they've got the brains. The static link finally comes through, and he's just not allowed to leave the Radiant base. Once you're in, you are in. Jinkyu and DY finally get the kill onto the gyrocopter.
Well, if you're wondering why Disruptor was a good hero, if that doesn't show, like the amount of Thunder Strikes and glimpses he just clicked on the gyro, like I don't know what else can show you. Disruptor's a good hero. Not enough to win him the game, it seems. At least yet. We'll see. I definitely think that he needs Refresher on Razor over the Butterfly. I think it's showing that the gyro is too strong in these extended fights. Like they need the fight to go like a minute long to win an extended fight. But if he goes Refresher, I actually think they'll be able to burst him in the black hole, and they actually will be able to win the fight.
I know,
the other important thing that's
not
happening,
listening, Gunner.
yeah, the other important thing that's happening is Razor 25. I think is more important than any item he can buy because it gives him the Link Steel's attack speed talent.
Yeah, that one is huge.
Not only will make his Satanic, his damage, his everything better, but it also makes the Gyro's Satanic and the Gyro's damage worse. So it's kind of like a, you know, Razor's already this anti-carry, but it makes it so he can't turn around after the black hole as easily because you can't purge the static Link with a Satanic. Obviously, the overcharge will kind of make up for it because he gets 100 attack speed from that versus the -2 and she'll get, but it's still really nice. Unfortunately, the Butterfly, it does have this bonus attack speed percentage built into it, but it's only base attack speed, so it doesn't actually work with the talent, from my understanding.
Oh, okay.
Which makes Butterfly, I mean, it's still really good on the hero. Like, it's still a very good item, and Butterfly's not bad. Like, it's not just like, oh, this item's bad on the hero. It's just, I think that the refresher might be better. Also, to have 2 BKBs, just because there's so many stuns on the side of Quest, it might be nice. But I think the Butterfly's more right-click damage on, like, the Pangolier, or maybe he misses an attack on the Gyro and he actually doesn't lifesteal and he dies because of it.
Yeah, that's kind of what you're praying for at this point. Meanwhile, Tier 2000 himself has gone for a refresher orb. I don't think many people would have had a Tier 2000 getting a refresher orb before Ame in this game, but that's the point we're at. And I imagine PSG Quest, you know, the path to victory for them seems pretty straightforward. Get yourselves a Roshan, get yourselves another Aegis. And it's not going to be long before that's going to be available for them.
It's really funny that if Roshan like starts spawning in 30 seconds from now, and I feel like Quest just had that Roche fight fought.
Yeah,
but it's because they literally fought 5 minutes straight with the Aegis in the enemy base. Good for them.
It's not like TA 2000 wanted to. He was kind of locked in there.
Yeah, he was begging to be let out. I think Xtreme has to go with this Aegis and get... Ooh, there's an XP on top for Ame. This is going to be 25 if he gets it.
He needs it. Feel safe enough to leave the base and go and get it, though.
Go get it. Go get it.
Go get it. He's taking the tree route, the safe route.
You don't want to die in this position in the game. All right, he's 25.
All right. And creates a second plasma field. No, I'm kidding. Static Link steals attack speed.
Imagine. I always stress, like, in games, or like even out of games, I'm like, oh, imagine if I click the wrong 25 talent.
Yeah.
Like, what do you say in the game?
Oops.
Do you say anything, or do you just kind of click it and then you're like, you know, your teammates see the double plasma field?
Like, yeah, is it better for you to say it yourself, or wait for your team to see it, or wait for your team to see someone else to see it get used, you know? I don't know what XM's doing. He's just kind of hanging out with an IO. Omar blinks upon him, but of course, long zip, TP away. XM's back into the base.
The Storm 25 is also a really big one. He is getting pretty good items. Like the Parasma, I think, scales really well in Storm. He has Ags almost finished. Like, he can sell Bottle and have it finished for his next high ground push if he doesn't care about his buyback. And so, like, they're down a lot of gold, but these level timings are actually really big for Xtreme, I think. I think that they're bigger than kind of anything Quest has. Like, the Quest 25s, the Gyro one's kind of whatever. The Ping one's really good, like this cooldown on Rolling Thunder, but in terms of, like, a 30 to 40 second fight, it doesn't really change anything. It only matters when the fight goes 50 seconds long, because he gets 2 rolls.
Yeah.
And that's, for Xtreme, to be realistic, if they don't win the fight in 30 seconds, they lost the fight. Like, Razor's going to click ult, and it lasts 30 seconds, and once his ult is out, if they lost the fight, or they didn't win the fight by that point, they're going to lose no matter what.
Yeah, it's can you win the fight inside of a black hole timing, basically?
Pretty much, yeah. If anything, they have 4 seconds to win the fight. They have 8 seconds now. He's a refresher on the
A refresher, okay.
So,
oh, maybe a second in between the first black hole and the second. We can push that.
Yeah, I'll give it like 10 seconds. Maybe like 10, 12 seconds to win the fight.
That's a window and a half. Meanwhile, Roshan has respawned, boasting an Aegis, a Roshan's banner, and a refresher shard, so that's neat.
All right, who gets this refresher? I say Centaur.
Yeah, probably.
So that way you can Lotus and then refresh and Lotus your Gyro again. Just kidding. It's gonna be an Ags.
Oh yeah, he's moved. Going to the top side. Anybody care about Ags? Not really.
Yeah, not really. The Marcy one is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I can see it.
You can just spam random silences, which could catch the storm off cooldown. I think it also does damage, the pulse rate. So it might just cancel Enigma's blink randomly.
Full Daedalus finished by
also,
the Marcy, by the way.
There's also a world where the Centaur takes it. And then he carts the gyro so he can't get linked when they're pushing.
He has it. You might be right. I mean,
did you see the high ground push, the VP one in the last tournament? Where they try to go throne in like 90 minutes with 2 rapiers. And the Centaur wanted to cart the Lina at XM.
XM's been caught and the Marcy's going to finish him off in 1 round of Unleash. That's pretty crazy, but that's
never mind. No more cart talk. It's on the Marcy.
It's on the Marcy. She earned it with that play.
All right. XM has buyback. He's not going to be able to like buy this Ags for this next high ground push, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I was really keeping an eye on him to see if he'd buy it. It's one of those Ags which you can buy out for. Yeah,
like you can feel confident to just buy out, but now he's not. Like I think he was in the position where he was like, okay, I can farm buy an Ags if I get to farm for an extra like 30 more seconds, 40 more seconds.
Yeah.
But now you die and you're gonna have to not only not have Ags but not have buy because you're gonna have to use buy for this fight. So he's kind of in like the worst position now by getting caught out.
Definitely. Dying sucks.
We'll see. Dying does suck. All right, toss in on the gyro.
Now, I mean, he's got a chance to get up his spells. What a black hole coming out, catching out both TA2000 and the Pangolier. But I don't think he'll got the link up onto the gyrocopter, but another black hole coming down, this time onto all 4 of them. Oh, PSG Quest, that is not how it's done. Centaur getting absolutely annihilated right now. The gyrocopter's going to come back from the dead in just a second. Refresher, BKB, everything being used. He's going for the throne. He wants to end the game, but have they got the damage to bring him down? They do. Oh, it's 5 heroes dead. XXS, it's a gift for him.
4 heroes? He got the Pango and the gyro on his first black hole, and then he got 4 heroes.
I haven't seen that in a long, long time. XXS. Dude.
Okay.
All right, game's not over.
Well, the game is not over.
I mean, we're gonna need a...
Ame gets a refresher now, so now he has his refresher timing. And pretty much these like death timers are so long that there's only gonna be like a 40 or 50 second window to actually, you know, pressure the no black holes, which isn't really enough time because Xtreme's gonna get all the waves pushed in. XM did have to use buy, but that also means he's now gonna be confident enough to buy out his Ags. He's level 25.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're actually able to force any buybacks. I think Ame doesn't push that fast. Like anyone from Xtreme doesn't really push that fast, but just the gold and XP you get from this is really big.
It's the timings. It's like you're now looking at this Aghanims, which we were saying, oh, Storm might not have it by the end of the game. He's going to have it. Make sure he use buyback, but he's going to have the Aghanims. We've got Refresher now on Arme, so they're going to have like the double eye of the Storm. Like all of a sudden, everything just looks way simpler.
Yeah, like Ame's damage has doubled. With this Refresher, you get 2 BKBs, which is so much more time of actually being able to do damage, but also just so much more, you get more lifesteal because he has the lifesteal talent from Eye of the Storm. You get another Satanic, you get another link at the same time. You can link 2 different targets. Like he actually had a bad, quote unquote, bad link in the black hole. Like he linked the Pango because he didn't want to link the gyro who was Lotused.
Yeah. Well, not a mistake.
But now,
had to, but yeah.
Yeah, now he gets like 2. So you see Quest instantly smoking down mid. There's no black hole for 30 seconds. And they're just going to rush the throne, I think.
Okay, this is Chadley. Is it going to pay off? XXS, again, 20 seconds is needed. 2 TNT just running for it right now. Immediately going to get ulted. Immediately going to get linked up. Oh, he can't. He's actually forced out of it. I think Gicalis, I don't know how he got out of it, but it doesn't matter. He's dead. No buyback on the gyrocopter either. PSG Quest.
Oh, no.
What is this play? It is not looking good. Gicalis is going to go down as well. Black hole now available, used onto Malik, and Ame just going absolutely hard as a motherfucker. Takes down 4, ultra kill, godlike on the Razor. I mean, you said it a long, long time ago that level 25 and Refresher is the ultimate timing in this game. We thought you were talking... No, we knew you were telling the truth, Gunnar. We all believe in you. But I mean,
All right.
I didn't expect this. There's
no buyback on the gyro. 60 seconds. Now this one you could definitely force buybacks. And
Surely.
the other timing, I think Xtreme has like really crazy 25s. I've talked about these 25 talents, but he gets plus 40 Eidolon damage on Enigma at 20, and then he gets plus 5 Eidolons, which can also split. So now you get 16 Eidolons if they split, and you can actually throne with these Eidolons. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but I've seen Enigma solo take throne in like 10 seconds.
Yeah,
with the 25
that's crazy.
talent. And so XXX gets to like push in this top lane for pretty much for free, just with these Eidolons. And you know, XM gets to push in bot, and they can pressure throne. Like they can force all these buybacks, even though there's only like this like 20-30 second window.
This is turning spicy right now.
Oh,
Xtreme, you can never count these guys out. The tenacity, the confidence, it's just insane.
and now the lead is less than 1,000 gold. All right,
Right.
we can relax. Tier 3 was forced. No buys were forced. Black hole is up in 20 seconds. He didn't even have to use refresher that fight. So he'll have 2 black holes in 20. The only thing that they're kind of missing now is Razor doesn't have refresher for 60 seconds. But you know, you just tried the thing where like, okay guys, they don't have their spells for 60 seconds. Smoke down mid fight when their spells are cooldown for like 20 seconds. And it didn't work for black hole. And so it's like, are you gonna do that for a Razor ult? For a second Razor ult when he already has BKB and refresher? Like, no.
No.
So just farm. I guess he's gonna farm a rapier on TA 2000. Like that's their plan.
Yeah. Good plan, but I'm gonna get rid of them boots or something. I mean, at least you got ninja gear for the movement speed if you do want to get rid of those power.
And you also have
which I think
IO
you
to
should.
kind of give some movement speed. Like
Yeah. And you know,
Wow.
if you have Alzheimer's, then you might think the butterfly gives you movement speed, which is nice.
you can use flutter.
Yeah, flutter around.
All right. Also, the big thing in that last fight was Disruptor did finish his Ags before the fight. So he was able to cast it on the gyro, and the gyro
Yes.
can't click Satanic or BKB. Which I don't really think there's counterplay.
I don't know.
him getting Ags.
Something got him out of it. Something got him out of the static storm.
He got reload
I don't know what it. Was
in
it
the
reload?
middle of it. Yeah.
Right. Ducalis
The
clutching up.
there's a really weird thing they can do, which is they can get Aether Lens on the Marcy, and I think that there's enough range.
Oh yeah. Dispose
Especially if he gets the 25 talent to throw the gyro out of Disruptor Eggs. But it's like one of those things. It's like, do you want to? Yeah, do you want to do that kind of thing? No. I also think, unironically, a cart on Centaur is good.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Because he cannot get linked in the cart. You can't click anything. He's untargetable. He's like Dark Willow W'd. Your mouse just goes through him. You know, you click the ground.
Yeah.
And so I actually think this Ags not going to the Centaur and going to the Marcy could have ended up being really bad for them. Because I think they could end up pressuring Throne if like Centaur had BKB instead of this Blade Mail, like he buys a BKB. He can BKB, grab his gyro, and then just Throne. And I don't think the Centaur would realistically really die in a black hole if he's BKB'd. And even if he does, that's one black hole not on the gyro. Like gyro would just exist there, not taking any damage from black hole.
It's a hell of a theory, Gunner. We'll
Or-
see how if
You know, it's
we
kind
do
of
get that
like
second
you
raid.
can't really do that. It's a little like too little, too late. The nice thing is, I would say for Quest, it's not like Radiant has some like crazy wave shove. Like if you've noticed, both times they didn't really get any base damage done with both of those teamfight wins. They got like the towers only. So thankfully now mid lane's completely open for them. If they lose another fight, I think they'll actually be able to pressure. But Quest is still in an acceptable position where they still get to farm a lot on the map. They get to get their level 25 on the gyro soon. They get to get this Divine Rapier. And, you know, maybe there will be tier 5 items. Maybe. Not the
I mean, we got to have Roche before that, and, you know, we'll see. It is going to be a nighttime Roche. Okay, it's nighttime Roche, which means Aghanim Scepter. I mean, you're not giving it
Centaur?
to Io. Surely. You're not,
It
you're
has
not
to
giving
be
it to
Centaur.
Noob. It literally has to be. If they give it to Io instead of Centaur, I'm going on strike.
There's no way. He has level 1 spirit.
I'll be silent for the rest of the game.
I think it has to go. The question is if they use it properly. Because I know I've had this experience for me in the past as the Centaur, where I know what it does, but my carries sometimes are like, what's happening? Like, I can't move my hero.
Whoa, XM, he's been seen, but he has the reactions to get himself away. A little slow from both teams there. Not really expecting to kind of meet each other in this situation. DY sitting at the front lines. I mean, if he can just get off an ulti, start this off. They see Noob. They're going to go for him right now. How much are they going to throw onto him? There comes the static shield. Oh, Omar! He goes for the save. The back holds out, but it's only onto Omar. This is not good. Or maybe it is. Noob dies regardless. And now they look for more. Refreshers are out. They're looking at TA2000. They'll turn around. Look over towards Malik. The back hold comes in, but the reload. Ducalis, he read it like a book. Gets him away. TA2000, though, is getting all of his damage taken away by Arme, and Arme just turns him into Swiss cheese. Turns around, deals with Ducalis as well. The buybacks are coming out from PSG. They do not want to give up on this right now, but I'm not sure they have a choice. Malik's trying to run down DY on the sidelines, but he's just going to get glimpsed back as Noob and Omar combo up, looking for someone. It's going to be XG just kind of leaving for now. They've got their waves to sort out. Those mega creeps are pushing into the base. They need to push them out. Is that going to be enough to just secure Roshan for the side of PSG Quest, along with the Enigma being dead? It very well might. Buyback from the IO. TP across.
4 buybacks per quest just to secure this Roche. And for Xtreme, it was what, 0 buybacks? Like they lose only a Disruptor or only Enigma in the whole fight?
Only one without buyback is the Tiny, and that's just because of money.
Yeah, and so that feels... They lose an Aegis, but I think it still feels really good for them. You kind of know that Quest now has this like 8-minute window, which even after Roche, they're going to have 2.5 minutes where they don't have buybacks. And
really quick question. Why does Tiny have a butterfly?
I don't have an answer.
Okay.
He's pushing waves. But
sure.
Doesn't he have no base attack speed? For the base attack speed percentage?
That was what I was thinking, but we just had that conversation earlier about... Anyway, Tier 2000's coming to end the game. That's the important thing right now. Maybe Jinx will butterfly to death, but he's going to get stunned right now. We talked about him not having buyback. They're going to go in. The Hex is out onto the Gyro, but he's so damn fast. He's a quick little pick, and he's going straight in for the Ancient. The fortification is out. Arme looking for the targets right now. He needs to connect with Tier 2000, and he's going to do it. He needs the damage. Tier 2000 trying to win the game. He's not going to be able to do so in his first life. The workhorse is there, but he didn't pick anybody up. It's an empty car. I've never seen a sadder thing, and now they move over towards the Gyrocopter. Gyro and Malik trying to stand their ground. Not going to
GG.
And GG is called. Xtreme Gaming, they win it without even having to leave their base. Oh my god. What did we just witness?
Ame.
Yeah.
But Ame, you know, he got a lot of kills in the end, but I feel like it was XXS. Like I said earlier in the game, he had to, you know, basically be the win condition, and it was those black holes. I think he kept getting like 2, 3, 4-man black holes pretty much every fight back to back. A lot of it as well. ZinQ had some like really nice tossbacks. Like he tossed back the Gyro, which kind of forced this like really awkward engagement in the enemy base. But I mean, everyone from Xtreme, right, did their jobs. It's hard to say like any standout players, I think, in this game. Like, I think all of them had to do very specific things for them to win the game. And that feels really bad for Quest. It feels like a more extreme version of the first game, where
it does.
You're so far ahead, and then you lose the game just like randomly. And in this game, it's like the same thing, just worse. Yeah,
I mean, first it was the attempt where they got 4-man black hole. Like, all right, fine. Then they run it down, just trying to catch them before the second black hole. Oh, the laughs before he knew what was really going on. Yeah, here we go. This is the 4-man, right? Oh, I think we're a little bit late for it, actually. It's just catching the tail end of that, but just, you guys can imagine the 4-man black hole there, and harsh words being said by the side of PSG LGD. I'm sure that was a point, sorry, PSG Quest is, yeah. The rundown, I mean, this was just so messy. The attempt at going to finish whilst there was no black hole.
This rush, I think, was kind of where it all fell apart. I think that you start like stressing out, you know, in these games where it's like you feel like you're so far ahead and you like mess up a high ground push really bad, and you're like, they don't have no black hole, guys. Let's like go, go, go. I think there's sometimes it's good, and there's other times where probably in that situation it would have been better for them to say like, okay, guys, let's just sit back, let's farm Rapier on Gyro, and then let's just keep going, you know, and like just slow the game down. Roche will spawn in like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It's fine. But I think they kind of got too excited and they thought that they would win the fight. And again, this Razor versus Gyro matchup is, again, I think it's pretty much unplayable when the Razor hits 25. Like every fight was just
tough.
so hard for TA2000 to play the game.
Yeah, it's super, super tough. Like, I don't know, it did just feel like it suddenly just turned around at a point where the links went from meaning quite a lot to meaning absolutely everything. And it wasn't hard for Arme to get them off either, especially with the black hole as a setup. Like, yeah, I don't know. That's a really tough one for PSG Quest to come back from as well, because they just pushed Xtreme Gaming to 57 minutes. You know, Xtreme Gaming second place at the previous tournament. You know, like they're doing absolute work, and yet, you know, now they're in a position where it's looking really, really difficult for them to actually get out of this group stage. So, yeah, going to be a big mental blow for PSG Quest, and one which I hope they can recover from, because that's a tricky situation to be in. All right, well, we do have an interview coming up just around the corner with XM, so guys, stick around for that one as we get to talk to the winning team, and then we'll be back with our second series of the day. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a bit.
On my way. The snare is set.
For the first time ever, from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, comes Friday Night SmackDown at the Jeddah Superdome. Follow the next night by King and Queen of the Ring, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, May 24th and May 25th. Tickets on sale now.
باقات جديدة بمميزات أكثر، مكالمات وبيانات و7 تطبيقات لا محدودة باختيارك. حمل تطبيق ياقوت واعرف أكثر.
معطر الجسم الجديد من نيفيا للرجال ديب ستيك بتركيبة الفحم الأسود يمنحك حماية من التعرق تدوم طويلا. جربه الآن وكن أنت المسيطر.
So it is revealed. As the temple requires. In secret. The snare is set. I know it. It's not time yet. So it is revealed. So be it. Your bottom tower is under attack. By my oath. Blessings. In secret. The next level of my ordination will be met. A train moves. Now I see.
Hello and welcome back, as we are now here with our interview with XM, the winners of that last very, very crazy series. I mean, not quite going the 60 minutes, but certainly a long one indeed. Firstly, XM, and how are you feeling after your 2-0 win over PSG Quest?
首先就是恭喜你们险胜PSG Quest， 然后就想问你现在感受怎么样呢？
感受肯定很爽啊，因为我们是破3路超级兵翻盘的他们。
Obviously, I'm feeling great right now. I mean, we just had a massive comeback win against PSG LGD. No, sorry, PSG Quest.
PSG Quest, yeah. I mean, can you tell us the story of this game from your perspective? You know, like what was your team's kind of reactions to everything that was happening in that game?
能不能跟我们说一下你这边的视角呢？就是你这边的你们团队那边的故事是怎么样的？刚才好不容易翻盘这一把，你们队内的这个情况是什么样的呢？
就是因为我们前面打太烂了嘛，但我们知道我们阵容打到后期比他们厉害，就说在高地等着他们来就行。
We played really terribly in the early game. But we were very confident in our lineup to be able to beat them in the late game. So the strategy was really just, we were just telling each other, we'll stay on high ground, wait for them to come to us.
Good strategy. Good strategy. Gunnar, have you got a question for XM?
In the first game, it was kind of similar where you were behind. Did you have similar thoughts with the first game where it was like, okay, eventually we'll win the game with the team fight? Or was it you were feeling worse in the first game?
说第一把你们也是算是翻盘获胜的嘛，然后说第一把的时候，当时是不是感受也是一样的呢？就是也是感觉信心满满，觉得自己肯定后期能打得过的呢，还是可能会不一样一点？
第一把说实话记不太清了，只知道我们双剑游一直在惨叫，好吧，被小鹿打得抱头鼠窜。
I don't actually remember much about the first game already, but what I do recall is that both our supports were crying all the time. They were just complaining about how the Enchantress has completely dominated them.
Feels that way sometimes. So obviously Viper is not a super popular hero right now. What are the strengths and weaknesses of this hero?
就想问独龙王。毛哥这边就是独龙现在不是一个很热门的英雄，但是你自己认为独龙目前的就是他强在哪里，弱在哪里？
这英雄就是得打出现优吧，没打出现优就不是很厉害。然后因为刚被兽现在火了，所以独龙我觉得应该也会就是火起来，在这个班5。
Well, Viper is the kind of hero that really needs to win his lane. If you pick Viper and you still somehow lose his lane, then he's not going to be able to do much in the game. That being said, we feel like the meta right now, we are seeing a resurgence in Bristleback, and this might also lead to a resurgence in Viper getting picked more in the meta as well. But that being said, we're probably seeing this meta come to a close soon.
Hopefully. Gunnar, any final questions?
I'm good.
You're good? Okay.
Long game. We gotta let them rest.
Yeah, very long game, so we'll let you chill out a bit and enjoy yourselves. Fine. Just thanks for coming to talk to us, and congratulations on your win. Well done.
所以就是这边也知道你们前面打了两把非常漫长的比赛，然后就也让你们好好休息一下，也恭喜你们2-0拿下 PSG Quest。谢谢蔡安。
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye. And that's going to do it for this series. It will be somehow Xtreme Gaming taking the 2-0 series over PSG Quest, which puts PSG Quest into a very awkward situation indeed, because now they're basically relying on certain results to go their way, and they have to 2-0 Liquid. In fact, due to the results which we've had recently, I don't think it's possible for them to qualify anymore due to one of the other series going down as a draw or something. So, I think that's them gone. Unfortunately, PSG Quest, they can no longer qualify, but they still get to play one more series versus a Liquid tomorrow. So maybe they can show what they've got and bring a bit of heat to that matchup. But sore situation for them. I mean, judging from that last series, I don't know. It's sad to see PSG Quest go so early in the tournament, isn't it?
Yeah, especially when they haven't had too much like tournaments to play, like we were saying earlier. It's like one of the few tournaments that they get to go more in the later of the year because Falcons started getting invited to stuff. But there's TI quals coming up soon, so there's more qualifiers for them to play for into boot camp, and all the teams are in Europe right now, so it's a lot of practice for them still to like scrim. So it's not the end of the road for them.
Yeah. So yeah, it was Aurora and Heroic drawing, which makes it impossible now for any other team to join them in the bottom two. So yeah, unlucky PSG Quest. But we do have another series coming up today, of course. It is going to be Shopify Rebellion versus Falcons, battling it up. And, this is another team which is in a pretty sticky situation. Shopify Rebellion really need to start pulling out some wins here if they are going to break free of the bottom two of Group B. Meanwhile, Falcons are yet to be beaten. It is a tricky series for Shopify Rebellion. They got to pull it out of the bag right now. And Falcons are just looking so hot. I mean, I'm not going to ask you for your prediction because it's going to be a tough one. But what does Shopify really need to do to pull off a win here?
I think they probably just need to. It's hard to draft versus Falcons. Like, we'll have to see what they do in this draft versus Falcons. But now that they have Maureen back, I don't know.
It's hard. It's a tough time. We'll see if they can pull it off. We're going to throw it over to a break, and then we will be back with our final series of the day: Shopify Rebellion versus Falcons.
To battle. I'm not ready. Illuminating.
For the first time ever, from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, comes Friday Night SmackDown at the Jeddah Superdome. Follow the next night by King and Queen of the Ring, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, May 24th and May 25th. Tickets on sale now.
Nivea Men Deep Deo, powered by Black Charcoal, with masculine woody scent. Play it big, play it fresh.
باقات جديدة بمميزات أكثر، مكالمات وبيانات و7 تطبيقات لا محدودة باختيارك. حمل تطبيق ياقوت واعرف أكثر.
On the hunt. The battle begins. The dark moon comes. Yes. Quickly now. Let's go. The hunt. Unworthy. Crescent steel. We ride. Let's go. Stalking. Let's go. Let's go. Fear them. What do you see? On the frown. Attack!
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Pia! Another death. Run them down. Quickly now. By starlight.
sees all. Not yet. On the hunt. Unworthy. Slice. You won't escape. Who dares? This will hurt. All the night. Heads up. Your middle tower is under attack.
We ride.
Stalking.
With pleasure. Yeah. Heads up. Is that it?
On the hunt.
What do you see?
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yes.
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
Death approaches. Who dares? Absolutely. For the night. We ride. The night sees all. On the prowl. Let's go.
DreamLeague Season 23 is brought to you in part by Intel Arc, Acer Predator, DHL, Kadia, Monster Energy, 1xBet, and the United States Air Force.
Welcome back to DreamLeague Season 23. My name is Nomad. I'm joined by Gunnar as we get into our next series and our final series of the day. It is best of two here in the group stages between Team Falcons and Shopify Rebellion. And, it would be a tricky game to call even, as Team Falcons have just been destroying everybody right now. It feels like they went on a bit of a break without their mid laner. Now they've got him back, and they are firing all cylinders, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, they only got third place with a stand-in.
Yeah.
So.
What can you do?
You know, they didn't get to the grand final. First tournament of the year, not in the grand finals. Because they had a stand-in. Unlucky.
Yeah, that's a big nerf. Big nerf. Yeah, what a shame. But now they're back, looking on full form. And yeah, Falcons kind of honestly terrifying to play against. And Shopify Rebellion, unfortunately, their form just hasn't been too sharp throughout the year. They've been having issues, and yeah, it's no big change here. They are not looking super good. You know, heading towards the bottom of the group, making some switches before the tournament. I mean, you can talk a little bit about the swaps they've made.
Yeah, so they basically changed. I would say they only changed one player, but they basically effectively changed two players because they moved Kittrek from pause 5 to pause 4, and they got a new pause 5. So both of their side lanes have new supports in their lanes now, which I think in the last tournament, they, at least on the first few days in the group stage, they were actually looking pretty decent. I think in this tournament, they now have Skem and they have Yopaj back, and they aren't looking as strong, which I think is probably just, I think with their kind of like stand-in roster, they had Sumail, who has played a lot with like Artur in the past. So it's kind of like they all know each other, but this is like a completely kind of new roster that they have like a completely new pause 5. And so I think they're still gelling together, I would say.
Yeah, it's a tricky situation to kind of come in, especially when you kind of need to pull off a deep run here if you want to score those EPT points, get yourself to the Esports World Cup. They need quite a few points to be able to get there. I think a top 3 finish is what they're after. So, they need to start pulling their ideas together soon, because right now, they are sitting in that kind of bottom 3, tied with Bet Boom on the kind of 4th place at the moment, which isn't ideal, on the border of elimination, half in, half out. A win here would be obviously huge for them, but against Falcons, it just seems super, super difficult. I mean, what do you even do? You were saying earlier, like, the hardest part about playing against Falcons is drafting against them.
Yeah, I think they just have a really nice way of drafting between their players and kind of like flexing heroes, specifically versus, I would say, Amar and Malrine. They both play Timber. They both play Razor, which I'd say is kind of their bread and butter of the team. They kind of have one of those 2 heroes every game. And then even now they both play Pango, which is like the 3rd hero in line. And then you have Snaking, who plays IO Gyro with Skeeter. And then you have Crit, who just will like crush on like a Hoodwink, So it's like you have all these different heroes and playstyles, even like Earth Spirit. I feel like Falcons are the only team that can make Earth Spirit work in this patch as a pause 4. And
what is it about the way he plays it that makes it viable compared to...
They win their lane.
Oh. Yeah, that's kind of impressive.
I've watched them and they get like kills in their lane with an Earth Spirit, and then he'll TP mid and he'll get another kill.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that they're able to pull that one out. Of course, here to tell us a little bit more about Falcons is a short video.
Team Falcons are made up of Skeeter, Malrine, ATF, Crit, and Snaking. Together, they make the undisputed best team in the world right now, getting 1st place in pretty much any event they attend. With unique drafts and impeccable gameplay, they are a team to be feared and prepared for by any team that wants to make it far in an event. You know what? This is boring me just talking about it. You've heard it all before. We've all heard it before. When are they gonna get last place? When is someone gonna clip the wings off these bastards? Let's talk about something different. Something much more interesting. Falcons. The falcon is a bird of prey that very few animals can stand a chance against. Falcons inhabit most of the world, being spotted in Birmingham and Riyadh, among others. With incredible agility and vision, the falcon can spot any prey that is out of position and will swiftly gank it. One little known aspect of falcons is that they are attracted to shiny things and have been known to collect vast amounts of objects. Falcons are very intelligent birds and will frequently drop items in the nests of other birds as a display of power. With the powerful strength of their claws, they can even pick up heavy trophies to add to their hoard of items. To anyone trying to defeat a falcon, good luck.
All right, someone let Owen cook with that one, and I'm glad they did, because that was a beautiful intro to a beautiful team, and we are deep into the draft for game number 1 between these 2 teams here in the group stage. Of course, the best of 2 coming up, Shopify versus Falcons. So let's get into it and see exactly what's being picked up and banned out in game number 1. Unsurprisingly, we're going to open things up with a Pangalia. And a Hoodwink response from Shopify Rebellion. All right, how do you feel about this, Gunnar?
Pango, it's kind of obvious, I think, to some extent. They banned the Slardar, Doom, Razor, which are like 3 cores that are equal or better than Pango, so then they just banned the Bloodseeker, take the Pango. Bloodseeker has actually been a better counter to Pango recently. People weren't banning him in the past, but now Dota's getting into this like really sweaty phase because the patch has been so long that like people will play Bloodseeker all 3 roles, so you can't counter him as easy. And there's just like all these random like things that people do that is just really confusing and like annoying to deal with. So they get the Pango, and then I think that Kitrak has been playing Hoodwink mostly since he swapped the pause 4. Like I think that in pubs that's his most common hero, so it's probably just a comfort thing. They just want to take the Hoodwink as early as possible, and as well to some extent it's stealing it from Crit, because I think that's also one of his best heroes right now. And so it's kind of like a 2-for-1. You get your pause 4's best hero, you take away their pause 4's best hero.
Shopify Rebellion's turn.
Yeah, that's a great point. There's a bit of a steal there for Shopify Rebellion, maybe. But definitely not something which is like super answering this Pangoli. You know,
yeah, it doesn't do anything versus Pango in like a 1-to-1. I honestly would have preferred them take TA, I think. I know Yopaj, that's one of his best heroes. Like Shopify had the most success when he's playing TA. And it's also a flex because, you know, RTZ plays it a lot. And they don't get last pick overall, so technically the Pango would be able to dodge the TA, but it just sets up your draft in like a very clean way. But now the TA and the Primal get banned, which are those flex heroes that get to follow the Pango, so it kind of forces Shopify now to take double supports, which it's like, sure, you know, you get Hoodwink, which is stable, you get Bane, which is good versus Pango, but I would say Pango gets a really comfortable
10 seconds remaining.
like way to play the draft out now. You know, like he doesn't get a core counter pick to him.
I see, yeah.
And so I think Pango's happy the way that this draft is playing out.
Yeah, I mean, Marion certainly looks happy over there. Having a good old grin to himself.
Yeah, happy.
Maybe playing the Pango. Who knows? We'll see exactly what he's going to go
He's probably
with,
the Pango.
Most likely. Bane can be annoying for Pangolier. Like there's situations where you can get off that grip and kill him off, but you know, often Pangolier is never rolling into a fight by himself.
Also now you have Crit on Tusk. You can just put the Pango to snowball.
Yeah.
Which will just insanely grip.
Put a ball around the ball. Perfect.
So it's an interesting Tusk. I know a lot of people don't really value Tusk that high in terms of melee fours. Like people will pick Clock or they'll pick Tiny. I think probably those two specifically. Even some teams pick Marcy over Tusk. I think they're probably valuing Tusk specifically for the Bane. The other thing that makes it interesting is Mars doesn't really play Enigma. And so the only range heroes he really plays is Razor and Viper. And I don't think you want to just take a Viper for no reason.